And I do want to talk about fiat on ramp, the fact that he posted about Coast for the first time ever the other day. And somebody, well, we'll just get to this because he did talk about on ramps last night. Digital Money Market says RH said we might need more on ramps into PulseChain. Yeah, that was a big thing that he said. Other than marketing, that was the one thing that he mentioned. When we should close all off ramps, the number will only go up. Problem solved. I mean, I don't know that you want to close them all, but yeah, I get. I think having thinner liquidity is kind of the solution to that problem. But he did talk about it a lot, and this leads to another discussion that you and I completely disagreed with apparently when we were chatting the other day. But he was like, hey guys, people are stupid. You need to realize this. Stop with the whole fiat on ramp talk. Nobody knows what you're talking about. Just say buy crypto with your bank account. I thought it was a great point because, like, I don't know the average person who's just walking around. Like, first off, you're probably not even all that interested in crypto and you only know a little bit about it. What does on ramp even mean? They're not using the word fiat often. It's just money. It's just dollars. It's just cash. I thought that was a great point, and it would be good for some of these entities to probably start saying, like, hey, buy crypto with your credit card, buy crypto with your bank account, which some do. But I think promoting it with a headline like the number one PulseChain fiat on ramp is probably not a good idea. I agree with him on that. But you said that everybody should know what that means. You're an idiot if you don't. Shut up. You know, you're an idiot yourself. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this?
I don't know that I said that you were an idiot. I think my point and my thinking was a lot of guys that come into crypto space have invested in other things. They understand what fiat is. This is my opinion. Don't shake your head.
Go ahead. You can do it. I mean,
I just think people that come into this space have been around other investment vehicles of some sort, whether it be traditional finance stuff. They know what fiat is. The people that are normies out there, they're the ones that are going to use Robinhood and shit like that, where they can connect a bank or a credit card and not really have real crypto. Although I do think Robinhood has changed a little bit. I did hear somebody that had asked me about Robinhood, and I'm like, well, it's not even really a real crypto because you can't get your stuff out. And they're like, well, I sent stuff to a wallet. I sent it to an Exodus wallet. I'm like, oh, so you know what Exodus is? Well, that's good.
Interesting.
So I do believe they have changed a little bit. Robinhood used to be where it was just, you know, you buy and you sell on there. You don't really leave the system. They weren't really real tokens. They just followed the price. So good for them if they're actually allowing people now to withdraw it. So that's pretty good.
Cool.
But back to my point is I feel like a lot of people that have come in have been in some sort of investing before. It's hard to talk somebody that has never invested in stock market or even mutual funds or whatever it may be that they wouldn't know fiat. But, you know, I've been around it 2017. So, or since 2017. So I just, you know, that terminology to me has been all over the place. So I guess maybe I take it for granted.
I think you do. I honestly think you do, because I remember when I was not even in crypto yet, and I would have never. I don't know that I even realized that fiat was a term for cash. Basically, I don't think I would have ever even understood that. So,
okay,
and there are plenty of people. I mean, you know, you've met them, and so have I. Like, you know, a friend here or there, somebody that, like, all of a sudden when the bull market starts taking off is like, hey man, I was thinking about buying Bitcoin and stuff. Like those kind of people that could actually be onboarded, even though they're like trying to buy the top and everything. I don't think a lot of them understand that terminology. Like, I think they get the gist of, like, there are crypto exchanges, there are wallets, but I don't think they get the lingo of, like, what do you mean on ramp? Like, what the hell do I have to do? I thought I just went on Coinbase and bought what I wanted to buy. And if I send it to a wallet, then I could send it to a wallet. I think that is about the extent of maybe the average person's thing. Maybe not even the wallet part.
Sure. That's a tough one too. Cause I've talked to many people that didn't even realize what a wallet was. Like,
right. Let alone a bridge.
Right. You know, then you get down that rabbit hole where the bridge and the getting your own wallet with your seed phrase, and they're looking at you like, oh my God, what did you get me into?
Yeah, 24 words. You got to remember these 24 words.
Yeah.
But that's my point about the on-ramp thing is like nobody understands the bridge. It probably scares people. That's why I think Richard is right to like stop using that kind of lingo and say like, well, like with Coast, for example, I was trying to wrap this back into Coast because RH did post about it for the first time ever the other day, asked people what they thought of it. I mean, it was kind of like an endorsement without endorsing it. I mean, if he's going to post about something, that's as close as you're going to get to an endorsement from him because he wants to avoid, like, he's very careful, as he talked about last night, with mentioning anything,
Well, yeah, but they updated the PulseChain website and Coast is now on there. I don't know if you saw that or
which
not.
I did. I forgot. But I mean, that's pretty much a ringing endorsement.
I think those updates that were done to PulseChain.com were some of the things that he was asking. Hey, what do you think about this? Or hey, what do you think about that? And then not too long after, they were added to that. So thought that was pretty cool. Where that's as far as ringing endorsements go, there there it is. So I think, in fact, maybe even let's take a look at PulseChain.com and see what.
While you do that, because I wanted to focus on the Coast, because there's another element of the Coast thing I wanted to bring up, and just the on-ramp thing is like, I think he's kind of encouraging them to say like, and to say to these layman, newer crypto investors, like, here's a way to buy PulseChain with your bank account, because literally you can do that. I mean, it's basically any bank in the US now. I've still been using Old Glory with them, and you can encourage somebody to open up one of those accounts and everything. But I think that's kind of the terminology that we should be focused on more. Like, hey, look, there's nothing weird you have to do to get into this. You have a bank account, you hook it up to this system, you mint their stable coin, and you swap the stable coin into whatever it is you want to buy on Pulse. And bada boom, bada bang. You don't have to. And avoiding a bridge is a big thing. I mean, there are security risks with a bridge. People don't like to use the bridge. It takes time. All those things. And the fees could be higher eventually. We forget there was originally like a 0.3% fee or whatever to bridge into PulseChain. And it's been removed and it's been free for a long time. That's probably coming back soon. I bet that's coming back would you think? I mean, I would think whenever there's more demand, it'd be like, oh, wow, look, the fee's back,
I don't know. It's possible. Very possible. One of the things that are listed on here is that multi-chain bridge from the Gibbs Finance tool as well. So
interesting. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So with lastly, I just want to say this on Coast real quick. So when he did post about them the other day, there was a lot of replies, because he asked like, do you recommend this? And most were very favorable. I posted something that you and I have talked about many times. Like, yeah, generally I do like it. I like what they're doing. The only kind of downer is that their stable coin CST is never $1. It's rarely even 99 cents. I just actually used them today and it was below 99 cents. It didn't affect me too much this time, but that's been a big thing. I actually was purposely not talking about that on here too much because Coast has so many positive things about it that I don't want to throw shade their way. But the headline here is that Stoic replied to me and just said, we're working on this right now. So they're aware of it. They've heard, I mean, I'm sure they were always aware of it. Let's not kid ourselves, but they're aware of it. Maybe more and more people are saying about it because if it's not a small amount you're putting in, like, let's face it, most people may be DCing in with like whatever's left of their paycheck and it's maybe not all that much. But if you're putting in tons and tons of money, when you see that spread where like CST is 98.5 cents and then you're going to swap it, I mean, you can be talking hundreds of dollars potentially with how much you could be DCing in. So I'm glad to hear they're working on it. I co-sign Coast. I've used it many, many times. I'm very excited for it in terms of an off-ramp, especially because, you think like in the future where you may have made all these gains through crypto and you don't want to put these big amounts of money through an exchange. I think it's invaluable to be able to use them and then put it into your Old Glory bank account or whatever you want to go to. So,
yeah. And I even had posted at one point, hey guys, what can we do? Is there a way the community can help? And they didn't answer my question to them. And I always, like I said, I always go to bat for them. I did ask the question because I know you had brought it up.
Even though you
And
said I was being a little bitch every time I
well,
complained about
yeah,
it, but
yeah, pretty much. But
yeah.
again, when you were onboarding more cash at that point than I had been, so I didn't
You
really
probably weren't
affect.
seeing it. Yeah.
I wasn't seeing it to the numbers that you were. So it was a little different. And then, it was a couple bucks here or there or whatever.
Mhm.
But I get it. I mean, anything that, and I had asked, what can the community do? Is there a way we can supply liquidity? Um, and then I went into the different liquidity pools. Obviously, PulseX doesn't have a farm for it, but you can add liquidity whatever you want. But the Fux protocol has a stable coin, and it's only tied to what was it? CST and USDC, I believe.
Mm.
So be careful if you're coming in to die, because then it has to trade another hop to get to die. Whereas USDC is a better ratio for you in the future. For anybody that's doing those conversions, you do get a better rate. But it was weird. It was 80% USDC, 20% Coast, or something along those lines. Maybe it was 75-25. Whereas I thought it would have made a better pool if they had combined multiple, whether it be USDT, USDC, and DAI all together with Coast and made a pool like that. So I don't know if something, maybe Fast Abdul could look into that. It would definitely help strengthen it, I think, as far as a peg goes, and maybe even make it an even fourth of those. Uh, I think that would help. Just an idea. I don't. Again, maybe I'm totally off about that, but
Yeah.
I just think having some pools that had multiple stable coins in it, um, because I feel like Coast isn't going anywhere. I don't know. They've done a lot of work to get their platform up and running, and they've done well. The customer service is fantastic. That's another reason why I like them, and the speed of it. Sometimes you do pay a little extra for that convenience. So
Mhm.
anyway,
Which that is something to keep in mind too. I mean, sometimes when a product is good, you pay for it, obviously. So
yeah.